Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for giving your auspicious time for this investor session. So, before I start, it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Midul Jalan. He is the founder and CIO of Sonora Asset Management. So, Midul has been associated with Indian equity market since 1996 and is an alumnus of IIM Calcutta. After a successful career in institutional equities, he founded Sonora in 2017 with a clear vision to build an investment firm focused on disciplined, research driven, and long term investing. Under his leadership, Sonora has remained committed to a single philosophy, that is, investing in high quality, large cap businesses with strong earning potential, sound corporate governance, and also a sustainable competitive advantage. Rather than changing short term market trends, his approach emphasizes consistency, downside protection, and long term wealth creation. Today, Sonora flagship stag strategy is recognized for his disciplined approach, portfolio construction, and focus on delivering superior risk-adjusted return across market cycles. Known for his insightful market perspective and ability to simplify complex investment concepts, Midul is passionate about helping investors think beyond market noise and focus on long-term value creation. Thank you very much, Midulji, for giving out your time for this session. I would like to hand over this call to Midulji to bring throw more light on his path.
Thank you, Shubham. That was a very, very nice, warm introduction.
Welcome.
Thank you for this. First of all, let me welcome the audience. It's such a nice and kind of you guys to take out a time this time of the day to know more about Sonora. Uh, Let me start by talking about Sonora first, and then I try to talk about myself a bit. When we do investing, typically most of the products we see in the market are flexi cap, multi cap, mid cap, or mid and small cap. Very few are pure large cap because of two reasons. One, pure large cap is tend to be boring because there is nothing new. These are well established names. And the second is people perceive that large caps do not make real good money. As compared to mid and small cap, you can make a lot more money. Uh, Sonora, like when I started Sonora, like any entrepreneur, I wanted to address a segment of the market which I believe is a misnomer or inefficiency. And with my by the time I started Sonora, I had 2 decades of experience, including a decade in institution equities where I worked very closely with a lot of hedge funds, FIs. I realized that large cap do make a lot of money if bought in the right cycle at the right quantum. And that formed the base of what we did is called Stag today. We started as a SEBI registered investment advisor. We have been managing clients' money for more than 7 years there, and Stag AIF started 2 years back since June 2024. Last 2 years have been the toughest for the market. Most of the funds have either delivered pure equity funds, have either delivered negative returns or flat returns. Sonora has across cycles consistently beaten Nifty by a CAGR of 4 or 5%. And even in last 2 years, while the Nifty returns are flat, post fees our returns are up around 7%. I am not here to talk about the returns. I'm here to talk about what brings those returns. But let me introduce myself first. My name is Mridul Jalan. I'm Calcutta 2005 pass out, got equated to equity markets back in 1996. So I've seen 3 decades of ups and downs in the market, be it the UTI Ketan Parekh scam in 2001, be it the Western movement, be it the COVID, be it the ILFS issue. What we realize is that the market has its fair shares up and down. But if you stay invested, you make a lot of money. So the important thing is to manage the volatility such that you can stay invested. And that is what we call ourselves expert in. We do a pure large cap strategy because the volatility is least and the comfort is the highest. Before I talk further about Sonora, let me introduce my colleague Prachiti to you. Prachiti, can you introduce yourself a bit very quickly?
Thank you, Mridul. This is Prachiti. I did my master's in business management uh, in 2013. After that, I have experience with like I have a total experience of more than a decade in the equity market now. Uh, Prior to join Senora in 2019, I had worked with Angel Broking and BlackRock kind of a branch. So when I joined Senora as a first employee, so since then I'm working with Senora, and journey has been great so far. With Mridul, from analyst to now, I'm a co-fund manager over here. So so that's a brief introduction of me. I won't take much of your time. I'll request Nudul to start the session for the day. Thank you.
Thanks, Rachiti. Thanks for the introduction. So let's come back to what Sonora is, why we thought that you should know what a stag is. So while most of the products, as I told you in the market, are flexi cap, mid cap, small cap, multi cap, we are a pure large cap. In fact, the large cap mutual funds also have 15-20% of, rather 10 to 20% of mid and small caps in it. Unlike us, we are a pure large cap. We are a concentrated, which means we have 15 to 20 stocks in the portfolio. The lowest market cap today in the portfolio is more than 1 lakh crores. I think the breakup of the portfolio is two-thirds of the portfolio is of Nifty weight stocks and one-third is of the Nifty Next 50 stocks. How do we do? What does stack the product is? I explained the product. It's a concentrated pure large cap. As a concept, we invest in earnings-driven, high-growth large cap stocks where we believe that the earning growth will be superior than the peers, leading to both appreciation in earnings and multiples, driving a superior return than the index. Our track record says that we have beaten Nifty by 5 to 7% across cycles on an average, and this is possible because of our ability to identify earnings and ride earnings. I think the biggest advantage in a strategy like this is the fact that when you buy, you decide why you are buying, and your ability to hold on to it is there because you have a clarity that you are buying for a pretty long term. This disadvantage is there is nothing new. It's kind of mundane in certain ways. Mundane in the sense that you don't look to add new idea every day. What you do is you try to revisit your ideas to see if they are on the track or not. You kind of revisit your universe to see if you're missing out on the next idea or not. But you do a lot of deep dive work. Senora on his website has shared all the pre-printed research reports which we have, which will tell you how different we are when it comes to thinking about our stocks. When I say concentrated, I mean we have 15, 16 stocks in the portfolio, where the top 5, 6 form 50% of the portfolio, and the next 10, 12 forms another 50%. Another 50% is formed by the 10, 12 stocks. While we are large cap focused, we are a bottom up strategy. We take calls on the macro, we take calls on the sector, and then try to pick the best player in the sector. There are some cases where we might be bullish on the sector, but we may not find a unique player, and hence we do not play that sector. There might be cases where we do not have a strong view on the sector, but we have a strong view on another stock, and we like to play that. So it's no, I will say no fixed pattern. It is the fixed pattern is earning and growth and quality of the management. That is what drives what we are. What should investors expect from Senora is a consistency, stability of the portfolio. Last 2 years have been the toughest, one of the toughest cycles for the market, where there's been a lot of ups and downs. Our presentation hosted on our web page already shares the NAV and how volatile in volatile markets also we beat the Nifty when the markets was bad, and we recovered faster than the Nifty, be it from the March lows or be the last year Feb lows. Every time the portfolio has shown resilience, and that is what the advantage of a large cap portfolio is. Which means in tough market conditions, you do not have to take call whether you should stay invested or wait, because you know that as soon as the market stabilizes, the portfolio will bounce. Timing to stay invested, protection is very important, and that is what this strategy brings along with the growth. Why I'm saying along with the growth? Because when markets do well, we actually outperform the market by roughly around 1.5 times. So if Nifty in any cycle would have given 20, 25% return, we would have given 35% odd return. That is possible because we have a mix of growth and conservatism in the portfolio. Why should investors invest in this? Because a large part of the money, while it is for the growth, needs to be protected for volatile times, especially when you have such so many geopolitical situations around. Stack provides you that, and yet it gives you the growth, as you can see from the chart. That we invest in equities for growth, but we need not worry about taking decisions whether to buy, whether to hold, whether to stay invested every day. Stack takes care of that. If I go to the portfolio of Stack, these are the companies which you will know every day in your life, and probably each of you will have that somewhere in your portfolio. It is about what weightage you bring on that. Each of these companies, you know their businesses. These are the successful businesses which one aspires to own at some point of time. With Stack, you get to do that because Stack does long-term investing. We believe in the concept of owning businesses. We believe in the concept of understanding businesses beyond the numbers, and that is why we are able to differentiate between why HDFC Bank is not a buy and why ICICI Bank is a buy, or why Bharti is a buy and why Idea is not a buy. That's the kind of deep research we do. That's the kind of work we do, which helps us and keep our clients' money protected and yet grow. For that, we have a research team of 6 people, including me, where we brainstorm, we revisit, we analyze whatever is happening around, but we try to keep ourselves away from the noise. We do not worry from a 2 to 5% movement of a single day. Rather, we do not worry about price at all. We believe in and identifying businesses and tracking businesses because if businesses are identified well and if they are tracked well and when they do well, today or tomorrow you will have your share of return. That's the thought we bring. Whether it is contra, whether it is momentum, everything is earnings driven. Here is the glimpse of the performance. Here is the glimpse of where the performance has come from. As you can see, we are not a one stock wonder, and as you can see, we don't try to lose much in any particular name. Suman, normally are these sessions interactive? Then I will open the floor to questions.
Yeah, people can ask question in between if they want to, but
Yeah.
is this completed or what? Matlab,
Probably I will love to know which aspect the investors will want to know more because frankly we do not know the investors, right? So if they know
correct.
they want us to cover one particular aspect, more than happy to do that.
If any investor has any idea about where to take this conversation towards, can definitely add on
Yeah,
to Madhu's
normally what
point.
we do is we do a
Yeah,
15-20 minutes talking about ourselves and then open it for discussion based on which aspect the investor community wants us to cover.
definitely. Any specific? Yeah.
Yeah, this is Lara here. Just want to know which is the type of category of investors should invest in this tech.
Sir, when I say category, I mean people who are looking for long-term wealth creation with minimum volatility. That's the mindset we look for. Because it's AIF Cat 3 open-ended, the minimum investment is 1 CR, which means that it's not for the retail category, it is for the HNI and the ultra HNI category and family offices. That's typically the kind of clients who invest in AIF Cat 3.
What is the tip?
Ours is the open-ended AIF with no lock-in. We have a we have a small exit load for the first year, second year, and third year on a decreasing manner. But the uniqueness is the exit load doesn't come to the IM. The exit load goes back to the fund. Why there is an exit load? Because whenever you exit in profit, there is a tax liability which happens on the fund because it's a pool account. So to compensate our long-term investors, we charge a token exit load from the investor which is exiting and using that to bring back the NAV which was lost because of paying the tax.
What is the time span they should look for before investing?
Sir, I believe any product should be invested for at least a full cycle. I believe the cycle of the market is anything between 3 to 5 years. So equities are not for short term. I think whichever product you choose, you should write one cycle with that product. Give the fund and the fund manager to showcase the performance across cycles. So based on the
And
history, I think that a cycle lasts for 3 to 5 years.
And what is the portfolio turnover done by Stack?
Sir, over the last 2 years, we have exited 3 ideas and bought 3 new ideas. I think we have churned around 15% of the portfolio.
So the capital gain is not on the investor, is
No,
it?
sir. There is no capital gain on the investor, sir. The NAV which you get from us is post taxes. The money you get on the redemption is tax free at your hand.
And
The NAV
do,
reported to you is after post fees, post taxes, and everything.
so do you have a strategy of distributing the funds like a dividend for the scheme?
Sir, it's inefficient for us to do that because so what we say clients is that they can for a retired client what we say is that you can do partial redemption as the fund keeps as your NAV keeps growing.
Yeah, why I'm asking is uh, I am a retired person.
I understood where you are coming from, sir, which is what I'm saying. AIF as a product is it's inefficient to give out money as dividend. It can only be done through redemption, sir.
So what is the minimum redemption that an investor can do?
If you give me one, so you have to give me at least 1 crore.
Right.
Post redemption, your value can't go below 1 crore. So let's say it becomes 1 crore 5 lakhs. Want to redeem? You can redeem up to 5 lakhs or the whole 1 crore.
Is there any minimum redemption which you
No, sir.
specify?
No, sir.
Nothing. Nothing. Right. Hey, I want only 2 lakhs to be withdrawn.
You
Can be
can,
done.
if your value after the redemption is over 1 crore, you can easily withdraw it.
Anyone has any specific question can ask directly.
The returns. Yeah.
Yeah,
One
I have a
question.
question.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Yes, Sanket.
Yeah, so what are the sectors or the themes on which the fund primarily focuses on, and what are the reasons for the same?
The biggest theme today or all over the last few years we have been focusing on is the India growth story. We look at companies and sectors which will are participating in the India growth story. In terms of weightages, banking and financials will be 40% weightage. Auto and consumers each will be around 14 to 15% weightage. We have telecom in form of Bharti, which is 10% and part of Reliance also. Uh, Sectors which we have zero weightage is IT because we have a bearish view on there for the last 2.5 years, which is well printed. Pharma because we do not have a deep understanding of it and hence we do not want to play it. We typically avoid commodities because they are highly volatile in nature. So that's the broad sector construct. You'll always find us heavily inclined towards banking, financials, auto, consumers. We have Indigo, we have cement in Ambuja, we have infra also in a way. What is important is focusing on growth, focusing on cash flow positive companies, focusing on companies with the quality management and south business model.
Yeah. I have two more questions. One is
Yes, sir.
the returns. What you're expressing or what you're telling. Is it after all the fees and
Yes, sir.
uh, all
Yes,
the expenses?
yes, sir.
And how many companies generally the fund invests?
We, sir, we guide for 15 to 20. We are invested in 16 companies in our tenure of 2 years.
And how long do you invest in any company? Till now, what is the experience?
So, sir, in 7 years of me managing money for clients, they have, so 7 years back when I made the first portfolio for a client, 50% of the weightage of that portfolio still holds today.
Great.
So I will sell a company only when I see that the earnings will not come, when there is a corporate governance or capital allocation issue, or when I think that it's too expensive for us for the risk reward to be in our favor. Just because the stock has appreciated 3x doesn't mean I will sell. We bought Bharti at 350 in the peak of the year issue, we still hold it. We bought Tata Power at 85 in 2021, we still hold it. Price doesn't decide whether to sell or not. It is the fundamentals which decide whether to sell or not.
So you don't do a lot of churning. Good.
No, sir. Which is why we say our implied tax rate is very close to the lowest in the industry. That's another advantage of a concentrated portfolio, that if the churn is low, your tax rates are very favorable to you. And in a compounding market like India, every money saved in cash flow is added to the fund. Prakash, yeah, I got your question. This is the single ideology which I wanted to address in 2017 when I started Senora. That even though large caps are widely researched, widely known, you can create a alpha with them. I will talk about my brief in 2018 when I came on Bloomberg Quint. ICICI Bank was trading at 1.2 price to book, and IndusInd Bank was trading at 2.5 price to book. I made a statement that ICICI Bank, the best retail bank in India, can't trade at 1.2 price to book, and a wholesale bank like IndusInd Bank, with the kind of financials they have, can't trade at 2.5. The rest is history. July 24, we came out with a note saying Indian IT has no scope to make money. Currently, the earning growth are not there and they are expensive. They are down 50% from there. Widely researched then why this happened. Yet, there are inefficiencies in large cap and it's very easy to identify them. Back in March 24, when the world was talking that idea is cheaper than Bharti, we came out with a note explaining why Bharti is cheaper than Idea. Back in March 22, we wrote on Asian Paints saying why Asian Paints will not make money from here. And after 2 years later, again in April 24, we came out with a note and saying the consolidation is done, but the fall has not come yet. The rest is history. The edge, even though they are widely researched, is they are not deeply researched. There's a difference between being widely researched and deeply researched. We do deep research. And that is why we are able to find the outperformance in large cap. The data speaks for itself. Hope that answered your query. If there is a follow-up question, happy to answer that.
Sir, if I may ask, what is the average return CAGR we can expect, or the performance has shown for the last 7 years?
So the last 7 years include the RIA performance, which we are not supposed to print without SEBI's permission. But let me give a structural math to you, sir. And that is something which should be in your mind wherever you are investing. If you look at the last 10, 20, 30 years of Indian market, your Nifty returns is 1x to 1.3x of the nominal GDP based on the liquidity, geopolitical, and a lot of other factors. But it's fair to say that your Nifty will give a return similar to the nominal GDP. Your nominal GDP growth rate over a decade, or I believe the next decade also, should be up of around 12% for Nifty, which means Nifty should give you a 12 to 15% CAGR over the next decade. A fund like Senora, which has a track record of beating Nifty by 5 to 10%, should deliver a 20 to 25% CAGR to you over the next decade. That's the logical way of looking at it.
Yeah. One more question is, how are the fees charged, and what are the fees, if I may know that?
So there are two slabs here. One is called participating fee and the other is called a fixed fee. The fixed fee is 2.5% per annum. This fees is charged on a daily basis. It is cut from the NAV. The NAV, we have a fortnight NAV. Every fortnight, the NAV reported to you is X of the fees. The other is, we call it a 2 plus 20 option, where 2% fixed fee is charged and 20% of performance fee above the Nifty. So if Nifty has given a 20% return and we have given 22% return, then your fee charge for the whole year will be 2% minus, 2% plus 22 minus 2, 20, which is 2% ka 20%, which is 0.4%. So your combined fee will become 2.4% and not 2.5. This performance fee is calculated post cutting the performance fee and other expenses. So if my gross return is say 25% and 2.2% is my blended fees because fixed and participating mix hota hai, and expenses are another 20 pips. So my reported performance post fees and taxes and everything will become 22.5%, and on that 2.5% another 0.2%, another 0.5% because of the outperformance, means it will remain the same for you. So broadly, to keep the math simple, if you outperform up to 5% of the index, your performance fixed fee gives you a better return. If you outperform by more than 5%, the fee I charge in 2 plus 20 is more.
And at what frequency it is charged?
The regulator says that in AIF you can charge on a daily NAV basis. So it doesn't hit your NAV on a single day. It's like
Okay.
अगर मेरा आज का NAV 102 रुपया है तो आज 1/365 into 102 into 2.5% is what is the fee charge for today.
Okay, thank you. As an investor, what is the biggest risk I face in this stack?
So any risk which is related to equity market, sir, any risk which is related to Indian economy, any risk which is related to geopolitical of the country, sir.
Other than that, with respect to stack, with respect to Sinora, any specific risk I have other than the markets?
Not that I can think of any other. Because the fund is managed by custody, the fund is not invested in credit, it is invested in equity, so it's equity related risk.
So what I
We
meant
don't-
was,
Yeah,
so what I meant was, is it concentrated on one person? If that one person is not there, performance, the fund manager, suppose it is managed by a fund manager, just example, a single fund
So
manager, and he's not there.
that risk is there always in all the funds, whether you go to a mutual fund or whether you go to any boutique investment firm. What is important is the transparency. And if something happens to any fund manager, it leads to issues, but we are very liquid and you can redeem us at any point of time. So that risk is also minimized because there is an exit in every 15 days. There is a standing instruction to the team, including the custody, that I, being the fund manager and the CIO, if something happens to me and I'm not alive and or I cannot take sane decisions at any point of time, the funds will be liquidated on immediate basis and the money will be returned to them.
I'm sorry to ask this, but I wanted
That's a
to know.
very fair question. It's your hard-earned money. There is no emotions involved. I don't invest with emotions, sir.
Yes.
पैसा के साथ emotion नहीं होता है. There is nothing wrong in asking.
Yeah.
This
What I meant was,
instruction-
suppose you are not well or you are not able to take
Not
decisions.
well and not being in a position to take a decision are two different things.
Yeah.
If I am not well, I have a research team to cover me up. But if I am not in a position to take decision, then it's a different thing. These rules were wrote down in Senora back in 2018, sir. You have asked me something which I wrote down back in 2018.
Yeah, as an investor, I have to think all this.
Sir, I will tell you something which is a very close to heart point of mine. Since you have raised this, and I don't know if the forum realizes this or not. Sir, the money which you have invested through me is not the money of you. You are also just a custodian of the money. The money belongs to people who have sacrificed with you for you to earn the money. Your decisions, whatever you take today to invest the money, is not only for yourself but your family members. Rather, the real benefit of the compounding of the money will not be used by you, but they will be used by your next generation. Hence, your decision has to be influenced keeping their interest in the mind. And hence, it is important for me to keep your and your family members' interest in the mind.
Can I know what is the skin in the game of the company of yourself? Say.
Sir, again, my 100% income comes from Senora. My 100% of money is invested in Senora, the company, and no money is invested in equity. I do not own a house. I do not have a FD. I do not have a demat account.
So everything is in Sinora.
Everything is in Senora, the company. My desire to build the company is a lot more than ever. And you're talking about skin in the game. Let me put one more USP of ours in front of you, sir. We are probably the only fund who says that we will charge the profit share on redemption and not every year in March, which means I will let my money also compound. So Senora's skin in the game is a lot more than what you can think of. So if you are not, let's say I outperform the market by 5% every year, simplicity, which means a normal fund would be charging 1% of the NAV every year to you as a performance fee in March and will be taking that out. We are saying we will take that out only 20 years later when you redeem or whenever you redeem. Till then, even our money will compound with you.
That shows
So
your
in
confidence.
few years, few years, the accumulated profit share of Senora, which is again my company and my team members' company, will technically have more implied units than any investors have. Could you understood the math, sir?
Yeah, I could understand. I could understand. I can understand that since you are the main person who has invested and who has formed the company, I'm fine. That's fine. What about your team? Uh, your team members have they invested in Sinora?
Sir,
Your
all
stack.
the team members are young people, sir. That the fact of the life is when you do a startup, bootstrap a startup, and as a small company, कोई बड़ा आदमी आपको ज्वाइन नहीं करता है. आपको आपको rather my thoughts of investing, my way of looking at things is very different from the general industry, and hence I have to make people learn. It's easier to make people learn than to unlearn and then relearn. But I can tell you that none of them invest in any mutual fund or anything at any point.
I wanted to see what is the confidence of your team in what you are doing in your
Okay,
company
I will
itself.
let Prachiti answer that. Prachiti, my number two, she should answer that. Meanwhile, I'll go to some of the other comments.
Yeah, sure.
Uh, about Senora, I'll tell you my story. You can relate with that. I joined Senora in June 2019. Okay. So prior to that, I was working with BlackRock, other brand name and everything, the professional life. Uh, when I joined Senora, I was very confused with my career because on the other side, one professional and the brand, and another side, uh, many things to learn, ready to, you know, for the U-turn, or you can say the curve of my career, and very basic company, no new name, nothing. I was not ready for all this stuff. But when I met Mridul for my interview, the conversation was so deep dive that he was so focused in his vision, and that vision gave me, I don't know how he convinced me on these things, but the vision was like he was so confident on that path, on his path. So that makes me realize कि किसी का, what you can say, किसी का सपना इतना बड़ा और इतना कॉन्क्रीट भी हो सकता है. सो आई टुक अ, लाइक व्हेन आई जॉइन सोनारा, इट इज लाइक चलो एक साल दे के देखते हैं सोनारा को. ठीक है. सो आई जॉइन एज अ डेरिवेटिव एनालिस्ट ओवर हियर. सो while learning and everything phase में कभी मैंने सोचा नहीं था कि I've been with Sonora for this long. So my journey was so amazing, from derivative analyst to now I'm a co-fund manager at Stack Fund. The confidence and you can say the transparency which Sonora brings on the table and Badil brings on the table, I don't think anybody have uh, deal with that kind of attitude in the market. I haven't seen it in my whole career from last 13 years.
So, how much do you invest in stack?
No, I haven't invested in Stack.
सर
I
उतना
have
सैलरी
just
नहीं देता हूँ
invested
मैं.
in Brazil. That's it.
सर उतना
I
सैलरी
have
नहीं देता हूँ मैं. लेट मी बी वेरी कैंडिड. मारवाड़ी हूँ सर, उतना सैलरी नहीं देता हूँ.
I have just invested in Brazil. That is sufficient for me.
Sir, unfortunately, I am completely invested in my business. None of my the people I've hired are people with hunger, people who want to learn rather than people who have money and who are here to make money. I'll answer some of the questions which I see on the chat. Uh, First from Mr. Bansal, what are the research processes to identify turns and trending sectors? If you talk about trending, if you mean price trending, we really don't care about price trending. For trending in terms of earnings and cycles of the trend, I think we have a deep understanding of the macro which helps us to do that. Like in Jan 23, we identified the trend in Indigo and we bought Indigo at 1900 and we still own it because we saw the change in the trend in the airline industry. We saw the telecom industry trend change with the peak of the AGR issue. We saw the trend change in IT and became bearish on IT. We saw the trend change in paints and became bearish on paint. So we are able to do that by following the economy, and having an equal grip on macro and micro helps us to do that. Isn't a concentrated portfolio more likely to increase the fund's volatility? The broader answer is yes. Our fund's beta is slightly more than one. But the practical answer is, which you can look at the 2 years of, there'll be 2 years of pretty big, extreme volatility. You will realize that our volatility is not much higher than Nifty on the downside, and it has recovered better than Nifty on the high side. It is because it's a pure large cap portfolio. Inherently, large cap has a high margin of safety. They are picked well, especially when the earnings are coming. As a result, after a certain set of falls, they stop falling. Whereas if earnings are not coming, then the fall continues, like what we saw with ICE. So it's about stock picking and not just concentration or diversify. The advantage of concentration is when your stocks play out, you get equal benefit of it. The flip side is if your research is not good, the concentration can lead to issues and underperformance, as we saw in a very famous fund with a similar strategy, that the market kept doing good, yet they could not recover because they were invested in good names and not good earnings. As shown in the presentation, the benchmark is okay. Why not Nifty 100? Two reasons. One, Nifty 50 is more recognized globally as an index than Nifty 100. Nifty 50 constituents and data, everything is freely available for anybody to verify, analyze compared to Nifty 100, where the data itself is not freely available, verified data rather, is not freely available when it comes to weightages and other aspects. Those were the questions I could see on the chat. Anybody has any other question? Happy to take.
As you told about that, you don't foresee the future. You don't care about the sector data pricing in near term. But I just wanted to understand there are not many opportunities limited to the upcoming sectors. Like if you talk about BES, if you talk about IBF, if you talk about power or recycling industries. So don't you think that there's a some lag that the fund is having this because there's not enough opportunities in the large cap, or if there is not even if there is a large cap stock in that in these particular sectors, of course, that would be very overly priced.
So two things, Nikhil. You have raised a very valid point that a pure large cap strategy doesn't participate in sunshine sectors till somebody has become a matured player. That's a very valid point. Yes, our strategy will not try to add masala of that, but at the same time, we do not bring the risk of taking those risks. You should read my article in the upcoming Stack Time, which should be printed over the next few days. If you subscribe to our Stack Times on LinkedIn or visit our website, you will find it later, where I've tried to address what is our view on the AI sector, and I've compared many sunshine sectors where the sectors have become 10x, 100x, and even more over a decade or two, but investors have not made money because the companies which started as first movers not necessarily remains as the first mover, and some of them even don't survive. So yes, we are not taking those bets, but are we missing out to them? The answer is no. Because let's say AI, data center as sectors, power is equally required, and we have Tata Power in the portfolio, which is a big player in the power sector, both on the renewable and the traditional power. Data center, a lot of work is done by ABB. So we have the derivative plays of those sectors. If we think that those sectors are important and will grow fast, we don't necessarily want to play it directly because they may become profitable, they may not become profitable. They may survive, they may not survive, but the ancillary players of those will definitely make money and survive because the sector is going to grow. And that we find is a smarter way of playing it. We do not want capitalists for our clients. Hence, we do not invest in companies where we see a zero opportunity. So, but yes, you're right, that flavor is missing out. I don't agree with the expensive part of it because just because it is a large cap and a fairly large multiple, it doesn't mean it is expensive. It means that it has reached a maturity and a scale where it can survive cycles. People talked about IDFC Bank as the next HDFC Bank. 5 साल से भाव वही है. ICICI बैंक 5 साल में 5x हो गया. Many such cases I can speak about.
Got it, sir. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Sir, just to know the investment strategy and how it has worked for the last 7 years,
Hmm.
from your experience, uh, is there any worst performing script which you invested or worst performing sector which you invested and it did not go as per your expectation, you exited? And if it is there, can you name that?
So there, I will say few cases. Uh, so we bought IndusInd Bank at the start of our investing culture, sir. And we said that this is the next bank, so PG अच्छे से कर रहे हैं सब. And within 3 months of investing, we realized that the stock is down 15-20% without any major news. That's when I did my first deep dive research, sir. ऐसे सिर्फ ऊपर से एनुअल रिपोर्ट पढ़ने से नहीं होगा, इन्वेस्टर प्रेजेंटेशन से नहीं होगा, थोड़ा डीप डाइव काम करना. And I realized that there are few things about the book which made me discomfortable, and I exited the stock at a 20% loss. The rest is history. Let me tell you something where I held on to it. So we bought Tata Motors when Mr. Chandrasekhar joined Tata Group, and he was given the mandate to do well for Tata Motors. This was the phase when JLR was into research and spending more money on R&D and hence reporting bad numbers. We bought Tata Motors at 420, 430. It came below 180. We kept riding it without adding it, waiting for it to turn around. So 2-3 साल का पेन था सर. We then it recovered, we exited, again we entered later on. आज भी टाटा मोटर पीवी है हमारे पास. It is not doing exceptionally well, but that is because what happened last year. So we look at the reasons for it not doing well. If the reasons are comforting enough, we hold on to it. The recent example is Ambuja. Ambuja is in our portfolio since October 22, which means it is since inception of the AIF business, and the stock has not done well. We are holding on to it because the cement cycle is going through the worst of the cycle. So we know to differentiate between what's wrong with the company performance and what is the wrong with and the reason behind it. Is it cyclical in the nature? Is it sector in the nature? Is it macro in the nature? Or is it because of the decision making of the manager? If it is the later, we will exit it. If it is the former, we review it.
Thank you. So during discussion, there was a mention about Reliance.
Yes.
Uh, Reliance has not given returns for the last 3 years. It is standing there itself, or in fact, it has gone down. Uh,
Yes.
are you still bullish or invested in the sector, or you think we should exit?
So, sir, let me give you a journey of Reliance, and I'll give you some gyan here, sir. Reliance is a very peculiar stock. Reliance का अगर आप cycle निकालोगे ना पिछले 10 साल का, there is a phases of 2 से 3 year of stagnation and then double in the next 2-3 years and then again stagnation. This completely correlates with the phases of whether they are monetizing their investment, which is उन्होंने जैसे जियो बिल्ड किया, जैसे अभी वो न्यू एनर्जी बिल्ड कर रहे हैं, या जैसे वो एआई ट्रांसमिशन बिल्ड कर रहे हैं. उस फेजेस में क्या होता है, कंपनी का सारा पैसा यूज होता है टू री इन्वेस्ट इन द बिजनेस. This is the phase when the company kind of keep increasing the net debt. As a result, what happens is the net debt keeps going up and the price doesn't go up because वो सारा पैसा capex में use हो जा रहा है, PAT growth नहीं आ रहा है. Whereas then there comes a phase like it came in 2020 when they start monetizing a mature business by selling stakes in it and become debt free. तो वो net debt सारा पैसा इक्विटी में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है और अगले 2 साल में स्टॉक डबल हो जाता है. Just to put you in perspective, we hold Reliance for some of the businesses we really like, but Reliance is the only index stock where our weightage in the stock is lower than the index. So we're waiting for the right green shoots to make it equal weight or above the weight of Nifty. We like Reliance some of the businesses, but we still want to see the numbers are on Friday. We want to see the process of where net debt coming down. The moment net debt starts coming down, the stock will keep appreciating. There's a strong correlation between this.
Very good explanation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This is the kind of research we do. This is the kind of fine prints we bring on the table.
I think we are done with the questions, sir. I don't think anyone else has any other question. Thank you for giving this insightful session. Matlab, it was really a interactive session. People interacted, investors interacted all over. Thank you for giving it time for this session, sir.
The
Uh,
pleasure is mine, Subham. Thanks for everybody to listening to us, ask such relevant questions which helped us to bring our thoughts out, which typically a monologue won't ever brought up.
Thank
So
you,
we are
Mr. Jalan.
Alpha platforms, and we are just a message or a call away for any query of yours. If you are interested in a strategy, Alpha platform will help you to reach to us and be part of this wonderful journey we are trying to create.
Thank you, Mr.
Definitely.
Jalan. It was nice hearing you. Thank you, Prachiti.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thank you.
Thank you.
This content is for educational purposes only and should not be considered investment advice. Please do your own research before investing.